In this video, we're going to cover the MakeTime node. So as you can see in the scene, I have an analog clock, and we're going to make it update in real time based on the current time. So let's go ahead and open the ezLink editor. And before we start building our clock, I want to cover just a few parts or features of the MakeTime node. So if we go to the time category, we have the MakeTime node. I'm going to grab it and put it onto my stage. So as you can see, we have several options here. We have an input, so I can give it a time. Let's give it a date of 2017, 0 for August, the 1st of August, 2017. I have a text output over here, so I'm just going to grab this for the example of showing what the node outputs. I'm going to attach the output to the text. So as you can see here, we have a date formatted on the output. What we can also do is output each individual property of that time. So for example, I want only the year. It's 2017. If we grab the month, it's the 1st, and the day is also the 1st. What I can also do in the input here, instead of providing it with a time, I can write now. And if we output this to our text, you can see that it sends back the current time and date. So we're going to use this to create our clock. First thing I want to do, let's hide our output. Let's leave it open for now so we show the debugging. So let's start with the second hand. So in my scene here, I have the main clock container, where I have the GFX, the background, and the little dot in the center. I have my labels for the different times, but what we're interested in is the hands, where I have 3 containers, 3 rectangles. Each one is one of the hands, so we have the hours, minutes, and seconds. So let's go ahead and start with the seconds. I'm going to grab the container and put it into my stage, and we want to change the Z rotation. So before we build this, I'm just going to go into the transformation properties here and play with the Z rotation. You can see that the rectangle rotates around the center point. So we want to control this property based on the current second value from the MakeTime node. So I'm going to go back into the editor. On my second hand container, I'm going to grab the transformation rotation Z. And now I want to get the seconds. The seconds don't show in by default, the second field. So I can click on the plus menu and grab the seconds. And just to show what the current value is, I'm going to output this to my debug container. Let's grab the seconds and put it in there. So you can see that this value is being updated. So I want to change the seconds into degrees from 0 to 360. So for this, we need the Normalize node, which can be found under Math. So let's go ahead and set up our Normalize node. The input will be our seconds. We'll do that in a second. The minimum value that we get is 0. And the maximum value is 60, because there's 60 seconds in an hour. The min output will be 360, and the max will be 0. And now I can attach this to the output, to the rotation Z of my second hand container. So currently we're not inputting anything, so it's set to 0. I want to grab the second value and attach that to the input. And now you can see that every second the rotation updates. When we get to 30, it should be at 180 degrees. So that's working nicely. We can get rid of our debug container now. So I'm just going to remove this and hide that container. Let's go ahead and do the same for the hours and minutes hand. So I'm going to grab the minutes container, drag it into my scene. Again, we want the transformation rotation Z. I need another Normalize node, and we do the same here. 0, 60, output min is 360, output max is 0. Let's attach this to the rotation Z. Again, it's set to 0 now because we're not inputting anything. So let's grab the minutes field and attach that to the input. So the current time is 11:36. So you can see that the minute hand is updated. And if we wait about 20 seconds now, we will see the minute hand move. So in 5 seconds now, let's focus on the minute hand and see it move. And there we go. So we've updated with 1 minute. So now finally for the hours container, again, I do the same. I grab the transformation rotation Z. Again, I need another normalize node. So the setup of this normalize is slightly different because there are 12 hours that we have. So the input minimum will be 0. The maximum will be 12. And again, we want to have this from 360 to 0. Attach the output to the rotation Z, and let's grab the hours, attach that to the input. So you can see it's now at 11. So that's how easy it is to build an analog clock using ezLink and the MakeTime node.